What's up, y'all? What's going on? Welcome back to the only show that matters as far as comic book movies are concerned, Eddie G's Comic Culture. Once again, I'm your host, the one and only Eddie G, bringing it to you guys live and in full effect. Welcome back. Once again, it's episode number 53. Damn, I can't believe I got to this number already, but thank y'all for riding out with me first and foremost. If you guys are just tuning into the show is definitely about this show is pretty much a forum, basically. I guess you could say I like to start off a lot of conversations, get things going as far as like questions being asked, sharing the same interest regarding all things pop culture, mainly things that are surrounding the comic book culture, of course. But I also like to delve in. I like to dive into other topics as far as like music, movies, and particularly television shows, things of that nature that from the past and present, from the past and the present actually, and of course upcoming shows in the future as well. But thank y'all for tuning in. First and foremost, I gotta give a special shout out. The show is still sponsored by the great folks over at Black Apparel, so make sure you guys check out their stuff. I've been scoping out doing some shopping recently with them. I can't wait to show y'all the stuff I got, man. For real, it's gonna be serious. Um, Definitely some dope shit that you guys need to check out if you wanna get some good, if you wanna get something fresh. Especially now with the summer and even when school's coming around, they got things for everybody, all ages. Shout out to my brother Kevin Seawright for putting in all the work on the show that he's done, all the contributions that he's had, that he's made. Really can't tell you exactly how much I appreciate the efforts. And of course, my Instagram family, Blu-ray Dan. Make sure you check out his page. The guy's got some awesome content. He's always keeping his page updated with not only with just great movie reviews and unboxings from for some pretty badass Ultra 4Ks that sometimes I really get jealous of sometimes from the shit that he gets. But he's also had an incredible weight loss journey that's definitely an inspiration to a lot of us, especially those that are out there trying to lose weight and are dealing with that that monkey on their back, so to speak. But it is an awe-inspiring journey, and the man is definitely, he's definitely an inspiration. So shout out to Blu-ray Dan, and also my man Dennis Knight, who's on his way to Graffiti Con right about now, over from Pronto Comics, with his book Cross comic actually doing pretty well, and that's about it. So now that I'm here, now that I got that out the way, let's get this show started. Well, it's been a couple of weeks since the last episode. Things have been a little busy with work. My schedule's been a little crazy, so I haven't been able to do a lot of stuff that I wanted to do. But now that's it looks like it's shifting to a positive direction. Fingers crossed, but you never know when it comes to that. But wow, a couple of things have definitely happened throughout the last couple of weeks. Shooting right into it, I want to discuss first and foremost a Halloween trailer. I know y'all have seen it. I saw it. I've seen it a bunch of times. I've seen it on the laptop. I've seen it on my phone. I've watched it on the big screen in the televisions. The big screen television in the living room. And I cannot, but and I gotta tell you guys. If you guys know if you guys been on the show, watching the show, riding with me from the very beginning, you guys know that I'm a huge Halloween fan. I actually have an episode dedicated to the entire film, to the original actually, and I've actually been, it's actually a breath of fresh air because of the simple fact that not that the recent horror movies that have been coming out have been bad, because they haven't. Some of them I haven't really gotten a chance to see. I know. Please don't spare me for this, but I still haven't seen either of the Conjurings or the Annabelle movies. But I know that they've actually got some positive feedback from not just audiences but critics as well, and I've been meaning to get around to watch them. But like I said, I was just by the time I get home from work, if I'm not from the gym, I'm either on my video, if I'm not playing video games or God knows, or looking up some other stuff on on CBM.com. It's just I'm literally whatever time I get to have to relax, I gotta savor that shit. But I know a lot of y'all understand and know the feeling. But either way, wow, what a trailer! First and foremost, I love the look of it all. It's definitely appealing. It looks visually stunning, honestly. The cinematography looks great. It kind of had a little bit of in the very beginning. It was a little sketchy in the very beginning because it kind of came off the way the cinematography was. The gritties, the colors and all of that stuff. It kind of reminded me of like a Rob Zombie. It gave me the Rob Zombie feel, that was quickly decimated immediately, but the footage that was shown following that. So, thankfully, that's not the case. And it looks amazing. It just absolutely looks amazing. I was fucking mind blown. It's incredible. If you guys don't know, basically, the story basically takes off right after the original Halloween film. So, in other words, this film is a major film because it's it's being released on the 40th anniversary of the original Halloween, and to top it off, it's actually retconning the series, so to speak, because it's literally taking off directly from the first film. It's actually ignoring all the Halloween sequels that have followed afterwards, even Halloween 2, which starred Jamie Lee Curtis herself. So, in other words, everything that happened after the first movie no longer exists. It's not in continuity. It's there for rental and ownership, of course, but at the end of the day, as far as the story is concerned, pertaining to the story going forward, it's got nothing to do with it. They even abolished the fact, they actually mentioned that in the trailer as well. They abolished the fact that that no longer is the myth of Laurie Strode and Michael Myers being related. Also, that's out the window. So it looks as though the story is pretty much Laurie is, still living in. I guess you could say she's kind of secluded in a way because, but she's got her daughter and a granddaughter, obviously, so she's not that sheltered, and from what it looks like in the story. But going forward, it definitely she's still dwelling on the events of that night because obviously Halloween is a big thing. It makes it's got a definite meaning for her. So it goes forward from there, and Michael is being discovered again in the sanitary in the asylum, and it almost looks like they're trying to. I don't know if they're trying to get like a one-on-one interview exclusive or something like that, but it winds up with Michael. Something happens or triggers what something happens, whatever during that part of the scene of the that triggers Michael, and he ends up breaking loose, escaping, and it's quite a few, and then he's back on his rampage, on the manhunt looking for Laurie, of course, and is a lot going on in this trailer. Considering the fact, for a brief teaser, they did give some Easter eggs. They did give a little bit of a spoiler here and there. Not spoilers, but Easter eggs. I guess yeah, definitely Easter eggs. You could tell immediately the homage that they made for Halloween 4 with the with that scene in the garage and the auto mechanics and the body shop, and you see what else? I can't really think of much at the moment right about now, but you definitely see some homages. There's like I said, some Easter eggs there and here and there, that from the previous sequels. I guess you could say they're kind of like they do it in its own way. It's paying its own homage to the sequels, even though not all of them were great. Well, actually, most of them were pretty terrible, to be quite honest. But I mean, yeah, if you really want to cut it down, if you really want to be serious, if I could be serious about it, I'll be real about it. A lot of the sequels were complete trash, weren't even worth owning, and to think there's actually fans out there. I mean, I guess everybody has everybody has their taste. There's people out there who do enjoy B horror movies. So it's quite possible that I understand now why there's so many people that can watch that have been they're cult fans of these sequels that have watched these movies multiple times in theaters back in the days when they came out. So with that being said, like I noticed that there's a lot of Easter eggs sprinkled throughout the trailer shown, but that in considering how brief it is, it looks fantastic. It looks fantastic. You could tell the original shape. Nick Castle, who played Michael, who was the shape of Michael Myers in the original film, is actually back in this, and you can still see that he still has that walk, that still walk in the night. That it's just the cap. It's the essence of Michael Myers is actually back again. Like you could feel that. So you could see what the Halloween movie, like this definitely. I think this is gonna be like the real deal for them, like for Halloween, because and this is a lot, considering that we were gonna get a Friday the 13th movie, but that apparently unfortunately got canceled, and it's no longer in the works. God knows if Paramount is actually rebooting it. Who knows? But at this point, right about now, from what the word is, it seems like it's just we're not gonna hear anything about that, or a Nightmare on Elm Street either, which kind of sucks considering well, actually it really sucks because these movies are pretty much like our own. They're American, they're American horror. They're horror equivalent of the James Bond films, I guess you could say. you know. So I would like to see the other characters return, and I know that we do have finally we got a Child's Play TV series happening. I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know how that's gonna go. I don't know what channel that's even gonna be debuting on, what network, excuse me. So I really don't know. I'm hoping that it's a TV, that it exercise. I'm hoping that it's on some like cable syndicated network, obviously, where it can exercise a lot of, you know, the gore that it's supposed to be, because it is a horror show. It is a horror movie. But at the end of the day, I really don't know how they're gonna stretch this out. But then again, they stretched out Chucky to like a whole nother level so far. The guy's got him. He's got kids now and shit. So ever since then, like I guess there's no barriers or boundaries for Chucky to break anymore, I guess you could say. So I think it's pretty cool that he's actually getting that the TV series. But yeah, that's about pretty much it. And oh, it looks like Wonder Woman 1984. Yes, that's the name of the sequel. Actually, the entire title right now is Wonder Woman 1984, and it doesn't look like it's changing anytime soon. Has begun filming, so it's looking pretty great. Actually, it's I like the way the sets for the movie looks. The '80s attire that Gal Gadot's sporting. Oh, and Chris Pine is coming back, so that's also great too. And kind of a spoiler killer though, considering. But I guess that's definitely a pleasant surprise, regardless, because Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor. There's a how can you have another Wonder Woman movie without Steve Trevor? That doesn't really make sense. It's like having another Superman movie without Lois Lane. Superman 3. But but I digress. It really doesn't make any sense to have another another Wonder Woman film without Steve Trevor. And considering the chemistry that her and Chris Pine had in the first film was just absolutely amazing. It was great. It was fantastic. It was a magical chemistry that they had. I'm not gonna lie to you. They really had it hit close to home. And then it actually did remind me quite a bit of Christopher Reeve and Margot Kidder. So it was actually dope. So great to see him back. They just shared a first image of Kristen Wiig as Barbara Minerva. Obviously, they still haven't shown like a full studio release still of Cheetah. Um, I'm assuming at this point, considering so late in, I mean, SDCC is like what 2 weeks away from now, so they're more than likely just gonna unveil the big the big show, I guess you could say, at center stage. They're gonna give her center stage, and they're gonna unveil the cheetah, her ass cheetah. I imagine it's gonna be concept art. I don't think it's gonna be like a full fledged costume thing, because of the way it's she's kind of like a Thundercat, I guess you could say. Real talk though, it's almost as if she's kind of like a Thundercat. If you could almost, she's like Chitara's cousin or some shit. She's actually got fur and shit on her, but but yeah, definitely. I think there's just gonna be an official studio concept art still. So it won't be something like like official footage from the movie. Even though the rumor has it that supposedly they confirmed that there is supposed to be some footage of Wonder Woman 1984. I don't know how much they're actually gonna be able to use, considering, but I mean, as long as it could be something brief. It doesn't have to give anything away, obviously. So at that, and it's got some time until the actual release of the movie, also. So they could actually fool around here and there with, with some footage for the fans for Comic Con. What else? Aquaman. Aquaman is supposed to have a big presence this year in San Diego. Since we're talking about Comic Con, it looks like it's going to be taking center stage. A lot of stuff is happening. A lot of stuff is happening with Warner Brothers this year in Comic Con in San Diego. And I just hope that at this point right now, what I want is to have the damn rumors put to rest. I seriously do. Even though it's not really gonna, even though they're still gonna generate regardless after Comic Con. The fact is, it's just that there's been so many clickbait articles within the last couple of months. I don't know if you guys have noticed it regarding DC and Warner Brothers, that it's been insane already. Like, it's literally, and if it's not one thing, it's another. So if it's not news on the forefront regarding either Shazam or Aquaman, which is pretty much detailing absolutely whatever minuscule facts that have been recycled throughout previous articles. They're out, or they're just nitpicking again at this guy, Zack Snyder's social media account, because apparently he decided to go ahead and say that I didn't notice that. I guess I must have been bored, but that tells you exactly how much I really was bored with the shit. Apparently there's a real Doomsday in the real Doomsday is still out there. Well, not anymore, considering he's not even in this universe. But I really don't. I hope it's not the case, because I really don't want to see another Superman Doomsday fight. I don't want to see another Superman Doomsday fight for a long time. And yes, I know, and I will be talking about that Death of Superman animated film. I haven't seen it yet, and I'm not going to, and I have my reasons for it. I'll get to that later. But with that being said, there's a lot of stuff that's supposedly going on this year at Comic Con for Warner Brothers. They're going to be bringing their footage for Shazam. They're going to be bringing the footage for Aquaman, of like an official full-length trailer for Aquaman, and apparently that's going to be when the hype train for Aquaman to begin for the year. They're going to have San Diego they're going to use San Diego as their platform to literally jump the entire, to jump off with Aquaman. And what I think they should do is highlight. I hope they're doing very well with I hope they're doing very well, careful, selections with the footage that they're going to show us. I want them to really. Warner Brothers really needs to make a statement. They really needs to make a statement this summer in San Diego, because the flops have, let me put it this way: Justice League was a fucking flop buster. It wasn't a blockbuster. It was a flop buster for many reasons. It failed on so many levels. It's cost so much money, regardless. For what it was worth, it would have been a better idea, and and many others agree as well, that with all the stuff that was going on with Snyder, that if that was the case, if they were so dissatisfied with him, take him off which they should have done, and I personally feel they should have done anyway. They should have removed him immediately after BVS, and installed production on Justice League until they could get something going. Get Joss Whedon, because I believe, I'm not here with that nonsense. I'm not gonna go ahead and there's a lot of other things I want to address too. Bandwagon fans I want to talk about. They're not bandwagon fans, but I've had some these fans that are turning on Joss Whedon right about now, saying that Joss Whedon sucks. Fuck that. Joss Whedon was the one who brought the Avengers to the big screen. So if you guys want to go ahead and turn around and say 6 years later that he sucks, whatever. I'm not gonna get on that. I'm not co-signing that, because that's ridiculous. To me, that's sad. And to me, that's just sad. But that's neither here nor there. However, it's clearly obvious that Warner Brothers really needs to make a serious statement this summer in San Diego. Now, if they're gonna, the main focus, differentiate. If you're gonna focus on the course change that's happened ever since JL, focus on that, and make sure they focus on the right things. Make sure there's character highlights. Make sure that Aquaman is shown in a light where he doesn't act like the way he was at, where he doesn't have that dude bro attitude that everybody was complaining about in Justice League. I didn't really have a problem with it. In all honesty, and that's amazing, and amazingly so, because I would have thought that I was going to nitpick on that, but I didn't. But they need to really highlight that. Let it be known that this is where the universe is going. We're not doing any of that. We're not messing with any of that other stuff that happened beforehand. Forget about that. And in essence, they're really going to be doing a lot of retconning regardless. They're not rebooting. They say that they're not rebooting. They're not going to do a full-on reboot. But what I know is that they're pretty much going to do that. They're going to be tweaking little things here and there throughout each film that's released, for them to use and change course, for the future films that are more cohesive, so it can be much more cohesive, and the plan, so they can have a plan that makes sense, because we all know that Warner Brothers is dying for that shared universe money. We all know that. But at the end of the day, when you have a divisive universe such as this, to top it off a negative feedback that came from the last film, It's really not. There's a lot riding on the future films that are coming up right about now, and mainly that's on Aquaman's shoulders. And of course, Shazam. I'm actually confident about Shazam. I just want Aquaman to be taken seriously. I really do, and it looks like it's going to be a great experience at the movies, guys. Do not turn your cheeks on it. So if anything, whenever you guys see that, light that shit up. If you see it when you see it trending on YouTube, you see it trending anywhere, light it up. Make sure you watch that bitch, because I'm guaranteeing you're gonna see something that you guys are gonna like. And Shazam, of course, is gonna have footage which I cannot wait to see, because I'm dying to see what that film is gonna come out looking like. Um, you know, that's been one of my most hype projects, actually, the most hype projects I've been looking forward to. Uh, because it actually looks like it's gonna be a better Superman movie than Man of Steel. I hate to say it, and I'm not being a dick about it, guys. I'm really not. I'm just saying, because of the essence of the character, it looks more like it's gonna be much more closer to what Superman should have been in Man of Steel. Now, with that being said, I'm still very excited as to the fact that Zachary Levi's been, all the cast looks amazing, and Mark Strong as a villain, and the fact that he still has a passion for the DC universe, even enables me even more to believe that I have faith in this project. What I just have faith, what I do, I'm worried about, like I said, I'm worried about the audience reaction to Aquaman. I just want the audience to react positively. So I want to make sure that, so hopefully when San Diego Comic Con happens within the next 2 weeks, the focus, the spotlight on Aquaman is done properly. And we can get something going from there that's actually positive for us, because I want these films to succeed. I want these films to be cohesive and competent and make sense, where it can attract audiences. I want these movies to be going back to the core essence of these characters, and not making these ridiculous changes where it's just, we got a carbon copy Batman. No, we don't have to do that. That's not how these characters survived for so many years. That's not how these characters survived for 80 years. So we need to really make a focus on that. So with that being said, um, hopefully the audience reaction is positive and calm, in San Diego, and we get some good footage coming up from that. And I'm actually, because I'm on a dwell on Wonder Woman 1984. I'm actually pretty positive and confident at this point that it's actually going to turn out pretty well. So with that being said, moving forward, all the rumors that's been dispersing around so much more for the next two characters, Superman and Batman. There's been little hints here and there with Henry Cavill teasing about him filming another Superman movie. Now, whether or not they're going to use, of course, San Diego as a platform to announce that there will be a sequel to Man of Steel, I would be more than glad, and I'll be ecstatic as all hell, because damn it, man, if there's anybody who deserves a chance to redo his Superman, it's Henry. He never really got his proper foot in the door because of the way his portrayal was not his portrayal; it was someone else's, and it's not his fault that it was received lukewarm, because the guy looks the part. He has the charisma, he has the acting chops, he knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I've read somewhere that him and Zack Snyder actually clashed on set regarding Superman's portrayal on screen. So with that being said, it's just like, and even he said it himself during one interview. Like he mentioned that in the Justice League, as of recently, he mentioned himself, he's like, in Justice League you will see the true Superman. So with that being said, he was the highlight of Justice League. He deserves that chance. He deserves that chance above everybody else to get a sequel. More so than anybody else, because he couldn't get a proper solo sequel film. But I mean, if they were gonna have a for my thoughts on BVS, you guys already know. You guys already know about that. I'm not gonna dive into that. But that's just bullshit. That's just bullshit. That was just another way for them to overshadow Superman, and not just with Batman, but with Wonder Woman as well. So he never really got his own solo film proper. You know what I'm saying? Now we have Matt Reeves, who's about to take on the Batman, and God knows what's happening now with Ben Affleck, whether he's going to be Batman or not. that's another thing that I'm hoping the hell that they clarify during this in this summer in San Diego, because the shit's getting, like I said, the clickbait articles have become incredibly annoying. Like every other day now, there's something brand new that's popping up on my feed, and it just doesn't make sense. And it's just all speculation because not a lot of stuff is being done to confirm, and I understand why. WB doesn't want to make the same mistakes again. So with that being said, they're being very careful with the moves that they make, and they're moving with trepidation, obviously, against with going forward to make sure that things are being done right, and they adopt that less cooks in the kitchen motif, because damn man, this shit's been it's definitely, like, it's hard not to agree with the people that say it looks like these cats are just throwing shit on the wall and seeing whatever sticks, because that's what it looks like now. I mean, look, you got Lawrence Fishburne, who's already in, like, 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 Lawrence Fishburne is now in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and now we got Jared Leto, who's actually confirmed for Morbius. So two characters that were playing, like, two actors that were playing DC characters. And I thought they weren't supposed to be, like, I thought they weren't supposed to. I thought they were, like, I read somewhere that one, like, if they were actually employed with Warner Brothers, they can't work with Disney like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be one or the other. They can't be working, two universes at once. So it's pretty crazy right now. There's a lot of air that they need to clear for that, and San Diego is definitely gonna have to be the place for them to do it, because it looks pretty bleak right now, as far as the movies are concerned. But again, like I said, no footage has been released as of recent with anything else. Um, oh, it looks like finally Todd McFarlane is going to get his wish with Spawn and get that off the ground. It looks like Jamie Foxx has signed on, and I don't know how the hell they're going to make this work with a $10 million budget, considering. So, you know, but whatever McFarlane's plan is, I guess it's whatever. It's good enough. He's got some decent star power like Jamie Foxx to take interest in it, because, in all honesty, I really don't see how anyone is, I don't know. But either way, um, he's another one who's been making a lot of rounds in the articles lately on the web, but I don't know why. Because it's like, dude, you haven't even started production yet. You haven't got nothing. You only you only got one person cast in a role, and that's just the lead role. That's it. Where the hell is everybody else? You know what I'm saying? So, in other words, I don't know. I really don't know when this movie's gonna start production. What's supposed to take place with it? I really don't know. But hopefully it gets off the ground soon enough. And what else I was gonna discuss about? Oh, that's right. I signed up. Finally, we got some news about the DC Universe. It looks like it's launching. The streaming service might be launching. I don't know. I think in August or September. I forgot. But I did sign up for the beta version. I did sign up for the beta test trial. So I cannot wait to start that. Mainly because I want to know what comics they're going to put on the site, basically. I'm not a big fan of digital, but if they have some good stuff that are like old school, that, some Silver Age goodies, like, like some dope shit that I want to read, then yeah, I'm going to have to go ahead and go along with it. Because I already knew for a fact that they were going to include all that stuff. I mean, of course, Young Justice is going to be shown, and plus, that's another, I forgot to mention, they will be showing some footage for Young Justice Outsiders in San Diego as well. But you know what? I'm just dying to see that. The first look at Robin looks fantastic, mind you. By the way, I can't wait for Titans. But I'm mostly excited for Swamp Thing. I cannot wait to see Swamp Thing. So much so that I'm about to steal my father. I'm about to steal somebody. I guess I'm gonna steal my father's Fire Stick and start trying to see if I could go through on find some of the old school Swamp Thing episodes from the USA Network. I don't know if a lot of you cats actually know about that shit, but that debuted quite a long time ago. I guess like around 90, 91 on the USA Network, but it was definitely dope then. And to see where they're gonna go with it now, especially now that he's mostly like a dark character that they really built up recently on Swamp Thing with around the dark arts and then black magic, and so especially since he's doing the Justice League Dark. So with that being said, like, I'm very excited and I'm hyped over that, because James Wan is actually the director for Aquaman, is actually producing for it. I want him to direct an episode. Fuck that shit. The man actually, because if he can do horror on the movies, like like The Conjuring and Conjuring 2, bring that energy over to the show. I want to see that in the show. Make it awesome, because that would make it amazing. It would make it epic. It would make it fantastic and fabulous. I cannot wait to see what it is. Man, I cannot wait to see the stuff. And plus, the endless material that they have as far as the movies, the animated series, the cartoons. I better see that old school Superman cartoon, the Ruby Spears Superman cartoon that came out after Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. That used to come on early as hell on Saturday mornings, that everybody too early that everybody wouldn't even catch it. That I want to see on there. I want my repercussions for that. I want my damn reparations for my Superman animated series. Damn it. So with that being said, it looks pretty badass. Of course, Marvel isn't gonna be in doing it, and Marvel's actually decided to skip SDCC this year. Apparently, but I don't blame them. They got a lot of shit going on, especially with the especially with Avengers 4. Plus, they're still, of course, the Disney acquisition of Fox is still a thing at this point, even though it's already been approved by Congress. But apparently, Comcast has been out, and they're still waiting on Comcast to counter the bid for 20th Century Fox. So I'm assuming they're really going to try to drop a bomb on us regarding as far as the new characters. Because once they get 20th Century Fox, that's it. We get Fantastic Four and the X-Men, which is where once that happens, it's a wrap. It's over. Which is why if Warner Brothers really wants to get this shit popping, they need to start. They really need to start utilizing their characters the way they need to be utilized. So with that being said, it's looking like it's going to be a pretty hot summer. Spider-Man, also Tom Holland, he just revealed the sequel for Spider-Man: Homecoming, Spider-Man: Far From Home, and I like the ring of that title. It sounds great, actually, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do with that one as also. So it's not like too much is really gonna go on, because after Infinity War, if they would have shown up this year to San Diego after Infinity War, they would have been bombarded with fan questions all over the place. They would have been having to duck and dodge the shit 1,001 times over, because it's Comic-Con and everybody wants to know some sort of tidbit of information regarding who's coming back and who's not. So with that being said, I kind of understand. I do understand why they won't be attending this year. It's a very smart move on their part, and hopefully Warner Brothers and Image can actually utilize that absence of theirs as an advantage for them, for their presence at the Comic-Con, at the con this year. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up this episode. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments, how do you feel about how do you feel about my opinion on the topics I touched up on tonight? Make sure you hit that comment section. Let me know so we could get a conversation going. This is what this forum is all about. Keep your eyes posted. Also, I wanted to give a drop for my friend out there, Pablo. He's about to start a podcast pretty soon, called Channel 3. He's doing he's actually dropping some brief reviews, teaser reviews actually, on his Instagram page. So once I get that cleared with him, and but I'll keep you guys posted. Make sure you check it out. I believe it's Channel 3 Productions. Look for it on Instagram, guys. It's definitely going to be something worth for you guys checking out. It's going to be some dope shit coming soon. We're actually going to be planning on doing some work together also. But I'm not gonna give you guys too much details right about now. But definitely you'll know when I let you know. So with that being said, I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Enjoy your time at the movies. I'm sorry I'm not able with any reviews as of yet. So I'm still dying to see. I still have to see Incredibles 2 and Deadpool 2. I will try to get that done as quickly as I possibly can, and so I can get you guys a decent review regarding both movies. But with that being said, peace and love. Blessings to all of you guys. Hope you guys are having a great summer. Enjoy yourselves. Be careful with this heat out there, because I know it's been crazy. And, just make sure you guys are good. Love each other, man. Peace and love all day, every day. I'll see you around. Take care.